good. Alright guys, so just kind of like a group consensus statement. Wouldn't everybody here want to see like football playing in the FCS playoffs, see basketball playing in March?
Yeah.
Alright, hopefully everybody agrees with that. I'm Wes B. I play on the men's basketball team here, and I have 3 main points I want to talk about today. First one is where are we now with where we've been, where are we going, and where do we want to end up as far as athletics goes. So first off, where are we now? And we're a small mid-major program, we get that. Support is on the rise, still not where we necessarily want it to be, but that's where y'all can help. We currently, I think right now we're averaging like 380 students a game for conference play. In a 2,000 seat arena, that seems okay. Then you look at a 5,000 student base, it's pretty shitty. So that's where we need some help. You know, like basketball's on the rise. We've had 57 wins in 3 years. We missed the 20-win mark twice, barely. So we're right there. We played in the postseason 2 years ago. And growing up in Burlington, I've seen the transition of basketball here. I think when I was in middle school, I would come to games. We had season tickets here, we had season tickets at Carolina, so we would split the games, and there'd be maybe 300 people here, Burley's included. And so you're talking like now we're getting to where we're having 1,200, 1,300 people on average at games. We sold out 2 games this year, so I've seen the transition, but we're still far from where we want to go. And one of the best atmospheres I think I've ever been in was Davison, and the biggest thing is the students. I mean, they're ruthless. They have a student body of about 1,800, but they bring out about 1,000 night in, night out every game, no matter who they're playing. They've had good years. They're 26-1 the last 3 years at home. We beat them the 1 game, those to us. And so I mean, they've had tremendous success. I think the biggest thing for them is just when teams go there, their mindset. Y'all probably don't realize this, but when you go to an opposing arena, you're sitting there thinking like, Jesus, like, they don't talk about my girlfriend, they don't talk about all this, and like, you're already thinking about it going there and getting off the bus. And, I mean, even our coach, we go to Western Carolina, and the comments that get said to him, you bag your suits at Baby Gap, because he's 5'6", 5'7", you know, like, they give him the hardest time the whole game. And so, like, we're in the transition phase, but like, y'all can really help us get to that where we want to go. So next is where are we going? And next year is going to be a big year. We're transitioning to a colonial. It's a lot tougher conference than the SoCon. It's a big Northeastern conference. We're losing the core of our team, 4 1,000-point scorers. So it's going to be some rough years ahead of us, but you know, it's going to be fun. But y'all can kind of curb the pain, helps out a little bit. The biggest thing for where we're going, or where we want to end up, is we want to build an atmosphere. And it's not just an atmosphere for us. It's a 3-part atmosphere. First of all, the biggest thing is, I mean, let's face it, college basketball is like an entertainment industry, so we want to make it fun for you guys. That's the only way y'all are going to come out is fun. So the biggest thing is make it a fun atmosphere for y'all. Secondly, we got to make an atmosphere for us that makes us play better. Because you go out there and you see nobody in the stands, you're just like, damn, like, why did I do this? Like, why do we come out here and just play for ourselves? Because it's so much easier to play for somebody else when you're playing for yourself. Then thirdly, we want to make an atmosphere that people hate to come to. Like, you want them to, the distance now that we're 15, 16 hours apart from people, don't get me wrong, we fly everywhere, but we want them to get off the plane and be like, we got to play Elon tomorrow, like, alumni gym, like, and they have no preconceived knowledge of what they're coming into. You know, next year, like, there's 16 teams that are come here for the first time ever in the history of their schools. And so, like, when they come here for that first time, they're not going to know anything about alumni gym or, like, what the past is going to be. That's why this year, it's a big year for y'all to help us out and just come out and create the atmosphere from the start. That way, for the next 20 years, they know, like, hey, alumni gym's a place to go. Finally, like, I know you are sitting here like, all right, this is everything basketball needs. What do we get out of it? So the biggest thing, like I've talked to 15 to 20 seniors, half of them Greek life, half of them just regular students. And the biggest thing they said one of 2 things, both of them were contradictory statements. One was, my college experience was great because I got involved with school, I got involved with athletics, I did everything I could. The other one said if I could go back, I would get involved with athletics, I would get involved with more organizations to make the experience better. So the best, some of the best times of your college life can come around school spirit, come around athletics, because when we turn the corner, we want y'all to be right there with us. And being Northeasterns in Boston, trying to think, school in Philadelphia, school in Maryland, school in Delaware. So I mean, when y'all go home, y'all can wear Elon. I'm gonna talk trash to your friends that go to the state schools that aren't as good as Elon, and kind of give them a little heads up about what's Elon. And so like the biggest thing for next year, I just want y'all to come out, challenge y'all to come to some games, make it fun for us, make it fun for y'all, talk shit to the other teams, and do your thing, you know.
Basketball team needs to have some workshops to show the fans how to chirp their teams. I feel like it's hard to come up with things to say, you know, and let us know, like, what's good to say, like, who are these guys, you know?
You just gotta cut loose, man. You gotta not have any heart, so you have to
Do you think Elon will ever get a bigger, stadium?
Yeah, they said the biggest thing, being from Burlington, I'm pretty close to a lot of people that are the big supporters of Elon, that give a lot of money, and the biggest thing, all of them want a big arena, everybody does. And we have the money to do it, but the biggest thing right now is student support. It's terrible. And so they're not gonna build a 10,000 seat arena for 380 students. And so they said that the biggest thing is once we start filling out the student section, once we start selling out 18, 20 games a year, that's when they want to build one. So probably 7, 8 years.
You know where they build it?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know this, but the guy that lives right beside the KBC, he owns all the land, it's all on the will, his will is leaving to Elon. So preferably to be beside football. So they're kind of waiting on him.
He's 98.
Yeah.
You get to get with your
That's his thing, you know? He's in his 80s, so he can't. So it's coming. It's coming. So it'll be over there, beside the football practice.
Most of that just kind of a comment. I mean, you mentioned, Northeastern kids. A lot of that is, there's a lot of students from the Northeast down here at Elon. And some of my best memories from high school were, I don't know, I'm French Canadian, we don't really touch basketball. But going to basketball games, I really didn't know much about it at all. But just being in an environment like a packed house, having because I went to an all-guys school, having half the school there of guys just screaming, yelling, I know it got the team going. They won a couple state championships, and so I can really see where you're coming from with that. But I mean, I don't know. I guess more so a question, how to get the students involved. I mean, I know with this past fall, I think you might even come with me. We went to the what's his name? I can't even remember his name. But he remember he brought us in all the social chairs from all the different. You mentioned Greek organizations because a lot of people are in Greek organizations. He's all right, look, we want to
for tailgating for football.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make football because that's a big draw as well. Your basketball, your football. You want people in the stands for that. So what he tried to do was be look, we are going to give you tents. We're going to let you. If it's in a solo cup, we're not going to bother you. We want people there. We want them having fun. And I don't know if people went to tailgates this year, but it was a lot of fun. It was a really good time. But what do you think basketball could do in terms of that to maybe get people, revved up, ready to go? I mean, has there been any talk from an administrative point of view of maybe what they can do to get us more interested? Besides, I mean, you guys have been doing that yourself with your winning ways, but what can they do?
Wait, can I add a point really quick from an outsider perspective to that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I worked for the football team this year, and I've also been to a few basketball games, and people go to basketball games and are a lot more supportive from an outsider perspective than football.
Oh, yeah.
There were games where there was a game where we counted the number of people in the stands for a football game, and there was under 100 people.
Yeah.
By the end of the game, there were less than 100 people still there, and Elon students will go to tailgate and then not go into the game.
But that's the thing. You got to make the students go.
Right, but at basketball games,
them.
I've heard too from other students how much more fun basketball games are, and even though the draw is not huge still, it's definitely getting better, and I know that a lot of people like enjoy going to those, so.
I think that's like a tough question to answer because we have about 200. We probably have like 225 kids that you can look into the stands and you see them every game. The other like 115 are the ones you see like you'll see them like a couple games ago and then they'll pop back up and you'll see them like a couple games down the road. But you have those same 200 kids that are there like when the door is open. So like how do you get the other people to get the experience they have? I don't know.
Y'all have a Twitter account, y'all have a
Yeah, we have
Facebook
like
page.
we have all that.
Yeah.
They do
I
some.
don't know how to get it out because like you can't tailgate, you can't like.
I mean, I'm one way as well.
Tailgating meeting.
Yeah, it's just.
But what about go to the student organizations and get them to do competitions, like how many people get to the game, and you're gonna get X per from the
They
school.
do use, like, so I did the sponsorships for football and they do them for basketball, where last year they did melon mushroom things in an envelope and you would get
Yeah.
like free appetizers, free stuff like that, and it worked. Like, I knew a lot of people that would go for melon mushroom stuff, but we just, yeah.
Is there like a designated student section?
Yeah, it's the when you come to the student door, you know what the student door is, right?
Yeah. I'm going to a basketball game next year, I promise.
Yeah, it's on the far end, like on Haggard side.
Okay.
So like when you come to that door, it's on the whole left side of the gym over there.
I mean,
Downstairs.
I'm gonna go. I mean, because we had a buddy of ours who would always try to rally troops, go to games, and everything. And,
Yeah, make your pledges go, make them do another. Make them paint their faces
That's
go.
what
Wes,
Get people, yeah.
that's what we need. That's what we want to see. Some Lob City. It's only Lob City. Oh, you need some Lob City. Lob City.
It's because we're
That's all we
better.
need.
I'm gonna go.
Get them to compete